I can so vividly remember when my son was about 10 days old, my husband sent me a text message and he said, "Are you okay? I see the light going out in your eyes." And I remember being like, wow, he really sees me, but also, oh my God, I don't have to hold it together anymore. And my son's 11 and a half. I don't think about that often, but it still makes me emotional to think about that moment because it's so scary to admit that you're not okay, but also so liberating to say, I don't have to hold it all together.
I do think that there are a number of women who just in like me having certain discussions on the podcast, being open to have discussions about my pregnancy experience and the fact that I don't actually care to be pregnant, that it's sort of that same like dual experience of they're not dependent on each other, of that I'm super grateful to be able to get pregnant, but I do not enjoy being pregnant. Mm-hmm. The same idea of like, you can have these thoughts and feelings, you can have these anxious moments, you can have this rage, you can experience all of these, like this range of emotion, or like even a step further in like an actual mood disorder postpartum, but you can still love your child and be happy that your child's here and be happy to be a mother and to be grateful for the experience. And I think that it's so important for women to hear that specifically, because there is still that immense amount of guilt associated with the fact that you would even think, what would happen if, or that you aren't finding joy in everyday life, or it feels redundant that you get up every day and you do breakfast and you do this and you do that and it's the same routine and so like I think that the idea of encouraging women to speak out when they're having those moments, the liberating feeling will be worth it.
Absolutely. And I love that you bring up something that I think is the core of my message and the way that I ultimately was able to feel better. And I think hopefully can help other women to feel better. More than one thing can be true at once. And I think like you've talked about, you know, you feel lucky that it's been easy to get pregnant and you've had your own struggles. And for women who try to get pregnant, go through fertility, it feels crushingly awful to go through any type of struggle to get pregnant or to stay pregnant and then to not feel full of joy about it, to feel mixed feelings. And I think it's so important to remember I can feel really grateful that I was able to carry a baby and not enjoy it, and love my child and not be sure I like my child, and all of these things. I mean, I just gave a few examples, but just normalizing that more than one thing can be true at once. Maybe, and I think this is really sensitive, hearing that a friend's pregnant and wanting to be pregnant. You can be really happy for them and feel sad for yourself and be unsure and be scared. And I think that we are expected to be like one thing or the other. And if we can normalize being more than one thing, it can be so freeing and honestly so healing.